Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is a scene for the Changeling venue. We have just Valarius. Wow, that sounds amazing just to say because there isn't like this long, grandiose title that his wife apparently doesn't care about. It's cool just to be just Valarius. And I guess he is, yeah, he's with Eve now in her freehold. I know what you guys were thinking, cut it out.
That'll probably be later.
Later, possibly. But he's in her freehold and
Maybe freehold's a euphemism.
could be, maybe. I don't know,
Maybe. We'll just not tell Satara that, she'll freak out.
obviously. Because this is a ship that's supposed to last apparently.
Apparently. Well, she shipped it right from the beginning. Anyway, go on.
Anyway. So Valerius is looking for his wife.
Is he inside or out?
Outside.
Very wise, because that tends to be where she is. Yeah, at this point, I am going to say that she is probably trying to do a bit of gardening. She's actually working over in the vegetable garden at this point. She really does love gardening. And honestly, she finds a lot more use out of the vegetables than the other more special garden right now. So she's actually over there pulling weeds, which is really awkward with her belly, but she's trying to do it anyway. Probably killing her back. So yeah, that's pretty much where he'll find her. If I'm assuming he pretty much walks outside. It's not hard to find her in the garden.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big garden by now, though.
So at any point in time, were you going to ask for help or were you just going to do this by yourself?
You help me all the time. And she doesn't even she just kind of glances up at him, kind of smiles at him, even though there's like a little dirt straight down her face. And then she just kind of turns back and just pulls another weed.
But you make me look like it's one of those horrible UNICEF commercials, like you're like not comfortable or like I'm doing something terrible to you. You're like streaked with dirt and you're pregnant.
Okay, the people that are here are here. Anybody who comes in here knows what to expect when really. I mean, they know what to expect of me by now. They can't expect much else. I like gardening. I enjoy this. It makes me feel good that something is growing, and it's because I've taken care of it.
Well, you're taking care of a lot. It's like, why do you have to go extra?
It's not extra. It's because I enjoy it. I'd rather be out here than inside. I don't like being inside so much.
Can I help?
Of course you can. There's always plenty of things to do in here. She gestures at like in the next row where there's yet more weeds, because there's always weeds to be found.
Since I would say Eve is probably encumbered by now because of babies. And Valerius is moving at, let's just say he's moving at a better speed than she is.
I'm sure he is.
So
What?
I don't even fucking know. As he just kind of starts rambling, like I feel all fucked up.
Do you need a break? We can sit down over there.
No, it's not this. I feel like it feels good to work with my hands, but I don't know what to feel right now, honestly.
She's actually going to sort of turn to sit, like kind of sort of wobble up, I'm going to guess, because it's kind of awkward pushing up even a little bit at this point. Yeah. But she kind of managed to sit like between the rows. Just because she has a big belly doesn't mean her butt is all that big. So she manages to squish in there.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of looking at him from between plants. And she's just like, well, Okay. I mean, I know you've been doing a lot lately.
Uh,
I
I
don't
work,
I don't have a lot to do, so this is what you get out of it. As she gestures around her.
I work when I guess the better word is stressed. I tend to work hard. I don't even know exactly I'm stressed about. I'm not exactly mad at Morwen. She won like legitimately. And to be fair, I don't hate her. I dislike her. But I respect her. Is it possible to like not like someone and respect them at the same time? Like completely hate their guts.
Hmm. Well, she did kind of pull a bitch move that one time. And it appears he may have stepped away. We will just wait here with the commercial break.
So, what do you think?
Well, what I said was, which I'm guessing you like left during.
Yeah.
I said, well, she did kind of pull a bitch move that one time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a very political thing. I don't think she did it like deliberately to be a bitch, but then I also don't think she specifically like thinks about whether she's going to come off as a bitch or not. I kind of think she doesn't care if people think that way.
So, do you think I was too good?
Yeah, actually, probably. If you wanted to beat her, yeah, you needed to dig a little dirtier, I think.
I don't know if I actually have that in me.
I'm not sure if that's the right way. I'm not saying it was the right thing to do, but if you wanted to win against Morwen, you were gonna have to fight dirty. It's just that simple. And it's not the first time I've mentioned that idea to you, but that's not you, and that's fine.
I know. I see.
Hmm?
Yes.
Sure, yes. I'm not quite sure what that means at this point, but okay. No, it's just,
Sorry, I have two conversations at the same time.
I could tell. I just, you know my opinion on this. I think you were the best choice,
Well,
but
you really? Oh, you're just saying that to spare my feelings.
I'm always on your side. Don't even start. I am always on your side. You know I am always on your side.
No, like in political situations, you could vehemently disagree with me. That's the thing. I wouldn't hate you if you did.
Okay, we've been over this. I am always going to side with you. Even when you're wrong, I will side with you. Then we'll be wrong together. I don't give a shit.
Yep.
You get that?
I get that now.
Okay.
I've heard it before. I just like hearing you say it. So
You can be such an ass, seriously.
you know who you married. So
Yeah, well, you know who you married. Just because I'm choosing to be on your side doesn't mean I have to choose that.
this is true.
It means I do it because I'm in love with you and I chose you. Why not put everything in there? If I'm gonna try, we gotta try it all.
Yeah.
So the simple fact is, you would have made a great regent. But she is just, well, she's better than fucking Lenore. I wonder if she's home sucking her thumb or something, because that kind of seems like the kind of thing she'd be doing. That and ranting and raving and breaking things.
I get your point.
If it had to be them, at least it was someone that, well, at least someone who I know would listen to me. And that may sound selfish, but it could come in handy for both of us.
You have a point. You know, that's the only thing that I've actually, like, legitimately failed at.
Yeah, I kind of figured. And it's been really obvious that you aren't handling it very well.
I think I'm handling better than most. I haven't done anything too weird.
Too weird.
Too weird.
You quit a job that you really liked to go back to your old one, which you liked as well.
Mm.
But let's be real about it. I mean, I have no problem with your doing this job if that's what you want to do, but I don't think it's what you want to do.
You're probably right.
There's no probably about it. I'm right.
It's what I'm good at, you know?
And what makes you think you were bad at your other job? Like, what's the point of that? You liked teaching people. You take on new wards all the time.
Yeah.
And there was more than one reason for that. I think there's two. Actually, I can think of two. Number one, you actually like teaching people. And number two is you never know what kind of political power you can get from taking on new words like that all the time. So I get this. I get this. You don't have to explain this political stuff to me anymore. I get it. This is not like when we first met. I get this.
No, it's not even that. It's just that I enjoy it. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, you mean this job or taking on new people?
Taking on new people. It's fun.
And it's because you're a social person. You like to be with people and you like teaching them. Which is my point. You liked teaching and I think you felt more useful.
Well, with this is I guess I don't have to try as hard.
If you want to be lazy, it's up to you. I'm not here to tell you not to.
You should just call him lazy.
In a very offhanded way.
Okay. Just make it sure. And he's kind of gonna pout. And he's just like, but.
Oh, it's nothing to do with me. I mean, you're taking care of everything that needs to be taken care of. I just think you're being
childish.
Not childish. You're just reacting badly. We all do. It's not like you quit your job and refuse to work. That would be childish when you have children coming.
Yes, that's not helpful. But
you tell me. Not that there's anything wrong with what you do, but would you be more proud to tell your sons, I own a club and I strip sometimes, or I'm a teacher?
Kind of both, actually, with the same amount of vehemency, I would suppose. Man, it's nothing wrong with stripping.
There's nothing wrong with stripping. I don't give a shit about any of that. But to kids who are just looking at it, I mean, honestly.
What's more respectable? Obviously, being a teacher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think you like the challenge of it. This is what happens when you're stuck with the same woman for a long time. They start to understand you. It sucks, right?
Shut up. She just kind of flings dirt at you.
She just moves to one side slightly because I'm assuming he wasn't like trying to really.
No.
Yeah, she just kind of moves slightly because that's all she can do anyways at this point. She's wedged in there.
Yeah. So.
What? I'm right. Just ask Satara. I can be right.
You're definitely 1,000% right. But this is just easier, and honestly, there's a part of me that doesn't like being responsible. Being a teacher is like hella responsible. Sometimes I kind of enjoy, being irresponsible, being silly. Even though half of the people here think I'm some type of, grump, I do, have fun. Like,
I know you do. That's fine with me. I don't care. I just, both of us have to grow up a little bit here.
I know.
I guess maybe I'm boring now that I can't have my alcohol, which, God damn it, I swear to God. But
You're not boring. You're probably the only person I actually trust. You and Sarah. Everyone else is kind of a second-handed thing.
hope I've earned it by now.
Well, yeah.
I have enough oaths to bind me to you that I think I'll be a broken fae if you break them.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. If we break those vows, we kind of become broken individuals at that point. So,
So since I can break your reputation and you can break mine, yeah. Well, we put ourselves there.
yeah.
So it's worth the risk, and that's fine. It's a choice. Having twins wasn't so much of a choice, but it happened anyway. And that's okay. I felt like I didn't want kids. I just didn't really want them
So soon.
when I was 19. Yeah. Don't worry, they're never going to hear me say that.
You have more tact than me sometimes.
Sometimes. Sometimes not. Maybe that's how it's supposed to work. When I can manage something, you can't. When you can't manage something, I can. So maybe that's how it works. Just kind of a balance.
Yeah, maybe.
Just leave all the Mormon shit to me, unless you have to do something yourself.
I kind of have to be there at the next. I think it's yeah. I think our friends are fighting over who's going to be the godparent. So,
well, godparent. I'm not religious. Why do I need godparents?
I don't think we need them at all. Actually,
That's a really good political answer if they're fighting over it.
it's not really political. I honestly don't think we need one.
I mean, if neither of us is religious, then there's no purpose in them. I would much rather have honorary aunts and uncles anyway.
Yeah.
That works better for me.
This works.
Because Satara's already declared herself that way, and I'm not even about to tell her no, especially now.
Let her have her fun. It'll be fine.
No, she needs to have her fun right now. She needs to have some purpose. Imagine what it would have been like if that was me, or if that was you.
I would have completely lost my shit. Not gonna lie. Completely lost my shit. There would be dead people, and there'd be an execution instead of a baby shower.
You see my point. That's why she needs focus right now. She needs something to think about. If she wants to buy these kids every toy in the world, I'm not going to stop her. I'll just put them away somewhere else until I think they're needed. I don't care. She just let her spoil them at this point. They're not even born yet.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell you something?
What's that?
I actually felt really bad that I couldn't get up there and speak for Octavia.
Why's that?
Because that bitch murdered 4 people and was involved in the plot that killed somebody important to me.
I get you. That's a lot to ask you. I know.
It's too much to ask of me. It's one thing for me to be there for Satara, and I will always do that. But I don't understand why everyone was getting so pissed off at that issue who spoke for them. Those people lost their family members.
Yeah, I think they weren't so, rightfully so pissed off, but more so they needed some place to direct their anger. I think it's a better way to say that.
You're probably right.
But at the end of the day, I mean, I choose my friends over someone, that's Satara at the end of the day. I know that sounds kind of selfish, but I know if I really needed somebody to stand in my corner, she'd do the same.
I know. And I know she would be that way for me too. I couldn't, it's one thing to be there for her. I couldn't be there for Octavia. I actually, I mean, I didn't have any problems with her until I found that out. And I've been struggling with this for a while. I knew of it way before you did.
I can imagine.
I mean, I kind of understand how and why she came to that decision.
It would have been something I would have preferred she be more tactful about. But being that they kind of just acted.
They kind of just acted. You mean in Octavia going to confess?
Yeah, like they really didn't ask anyone. Well, she asked you, and that's kind of it.
She did ask me. And honestly, if you want to know the truth, it's partially my fault that this happened.
It's not really your fault. I mean, it's
okay. All right. Well, no.
So far as you giving the information, but her decision to kill those people was indeed hers.
Oh yeah, that was not at all my fault. No, she did that shit. The only reason, what I mean is, when Satara asked my opinion, I told her that if she wanted any chance of leniency for Octavia, she needed to get Octavia to come forward now before Duke Gao brought her down with, with everybody else. Because like that man is going to just like let everybody who was involved like go down, just sit there. Like, why would he do that? If you knew you were going to get punished, probably executed, do you think you would just like let everybody else get off? I'm assuming you're doing something else again?
He looks at you. I sort of wish that sometimes when the people I care about go into political situations, they kind of, I don't know, ask me first what I think before they just kind of do things.
She asked my opinion. I gave it.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that maybe there are ways the system isn't fair. I can tell you that right now. But there are ways we could have maybe weaseled around it.
See, that's the thing. It's not.
I know that's not.
Countess Anne got off. She got like pretty much a slap on the hand and was like, okay, well, here's some protection for a year, and after that, good luck.
I get it.
Why should Octavia get off?
You have a point.
And I understand exactly, with full details, what happened to Countess Anne. And I'm still pissed off about that.
Mm-hmm.
So mean, just the point is, I actually understand fully what happened there, at least as fully as I imagine I can understand. And I still can't forgive her. So I don't really understand at all why that would be okay for Octavia just because she happens to be Zatara's girlfriend.
Oh, it had nothing to do with her being her girlfriend.
No, of course not. You had nothing to do with that. That was completely them, and at first it was absolutely adorable.
At first, when the actual truth of the relationship came out, which is probably why I worry for my friends a little bit.
Well, everybody has secrets.
Oh, it's not about having secrets. It's just there's like this romanticization of what the fuck a relationship is. I mean, it's cute, like when we're around in public. Act like we're in love, but like it's the awkward shit behind, closed doors. Like,
We're in a garden.
that's not awkward. I'm talking about shouting matches at formal functions.
Actually, the only real shouty match that we had was the one.
The one shouting match. The disagreements, the part I'm still a little pissed at you about, telling off the Baron in his own home. You weren't wrong. I'm still a little pissed. I mean, shit.
I wasn't wrong, but I overreacted. And as far as I know, I made that up to him as best as I could.
I know you did, but still a little pissed behind it. I'm not gonna lie.
Just because I'm really good at making it very dramatic.
Oh no, it's the fact that I wanted to look cool too. Like, he kind of just shucks his shoulders. I want to stand up for you maybe just a little bit, but whatever. It's cool.
I'm not trying to steal your thunder. In fact, I caused my own thunder, really. But
yes, yes, and the flooding of his barony will forever be known as a secret. But
except to certain people, I have this feeling that there are people that know, and we both know it. But yeah, as long as he doesn't hear about it, I suppose that's all that matters.
From what I hear, he has his own issues to deal with. So,
can I just say on the earlier subject before we change it, because that's fine. If you want to change it, that's cool. But I just want to tell you that you know, it's your life. I'm not here to run your life for you. I'm just here to be part of it. And if this is what you want to do right now, what you really, really want to do, fine. Just don't be a coward and wimp out because you think that that job is too hard for you right now, because it's not. You are way better than that.
To be 100% with you right now, I honestly don't know what I'm good at right now. I'm seriously questioning myself.
You're the one who's always so confident, who always is so good at everything. And I'm the one who botches everything up.
Well, I guess that's the perks of being my wife. You get to see me when I'm not together.
Oh yeah, that's a total perk right there.
That shit is hot as fuck. I don't know what you're talking about, but like, you looking actual human? What? Ooh.
There is no human. There is only she.
Exactly. That is the persona I will forever give everyone else. I will be she.
It's okay. I'm getting all the special honors from, I don't know, some Selkie dude who just chrysalis and thinks apparently that he's so protective. What the hell?
I don't know. He seems to be humping your leg. Not in that way.
There is zero humping of legs. I will just mention that.
He's very attached to you.
Yeah, he does. He's actually a little worried about it too. He's not quite sure what the hell's going on. We're gonna have to do some investigating. I'm hoping maybe if we can find maybe talk to the seer and see if they can figure something out. Because there's got to be something going on there. He's just super protective.
Yeah.
And I told him straight out, I was like, look, we got to figure this out because, no offense, it's cool if you want to protect me, I guess, but at the same time, I have a husband, and like, that's got to be like the focus here. and I don't want him thinking weird shit because you're protective.
No, I don't honestly think weird shit.
Richard.
Weird shit. Not Richard.
I don't think you do now, but if you get to that point.
A little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I get pretty irrational when it comes to you.
Well, I just warned him, and he's like, and I get that. I'm like, good, because, you know, I'm gonna help you here, but we got to get this straight. You need to be a normal amount of protective, not jumping in front of me because someone mentions the word giant.
It's kind of cute, actually.
Especially considering he probably doesn't have a chance in hell of being able to actually do anything.
That's what makes it adorable.
Yeah, well, you know, if he realized that, that would be fine. But anybody who's overestimating their stuff, you know, and overestimating their abilities needs to be checked into a little bit. It might actually be a good idea. I can't really test him too well at the moment because obviously pregnant. I haven't fought in months. I've got to be in terrible shape when it comes to that. But
yeah.
maybe, huh?
You're actually forming out quite nicely. Like, most women would just be like Honey Boo Boo style, like sprawled out on the couch, like, help me, but you're not. Like, you're doing things. Like,
I can't do that. And besides, if I don't swim every day, it just feels wrong. But that, I guess what I'm saying is I can't, I won't fight. Even if I can, I won't do it in this state. It's not okay. You know what I mean? So maybe you can spar with him and we can see where his skills lie and see if he actually can back up his words.
I think I might be a little bit too much for him.
Like I said, it's just sparring, because if we can see just how well he does, we're not looking for anybody to die here. We just want to see.
No, that's not what I'm getting at. It's more of sparring is only helpful when you're kind of a little equal in skill. Like, for example, with Richard, right? Richard is he's a pretty damn good swordsman. He can actually, there'll be something to gain for both of us sparring. You know what I mean?
Well, what if he is better than I think he is? I've never seen him actually fight.
That's true.
So,
I guess there's no harm.
And we won't know unless we see what he can do.
All right.
Because if he actually can back his words, that tells me what some of the things he needs to know as compared to, you know, what he doesn't need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of weird, like, you know, for someone who's just chrysalis, like, why would he? It doesn't make sense to me that he would actually know how to use a sword very well, for example. I mean, that's not a common sort of weapon that we tend to learn unless you're one of us.
No, not necessarily. Like, I don't know how to use a sword, actually. I learned to pick up a sword when I became a knight. I was literally just pretty for a few years of my life.
Oh, you're still pretty.
But literally, like, now it's just kind of stroking my ego. Then it was like adorable and endearing. Like, I actually had to learn to pick up the sword.
Are you saying that you like your ego being stroked?
I like plenty of things being stroked, but let's not bring up old.
Eve was pretty much giving him one of those looks through that conversation right there. Oh, fine. I'm in a garden. We are not ruining this garden.
No, it's not about moving the garden. Like, you're like, you're due in 2 months. It's like not practical at this point
Why not?
because you're pregnant and it's weird. It's
Are
like
you? Oh, don't. Oh my God! I'm going to murder you. You got me this way. You got me this way. You have to deal with that. Deal with your problems. Simple fact is, I am a female and I do have needs, and I'm allowed to. Like the dream is going to let anything happen to this child, to these children. Seriously.
I'm a boy. I don't know most of these things. You have to tell me sometimes. I
Well,
got
even, well, well, even if we were in the gray world, it would still be okay. As long as it's still comfortable for me, it's fine. I've been doing a lot of reading on the internet about pregnancy.
That's so boring.
I don't care. What if I go into labor while I'm out there? I need to know stuff. And I haven't been going to a doctor because banality. So
So who's actually going to be the midwife?
we have to figure that out. And pretty quick, I'd say.
Well,
Right up there with how we're going to, we're going to need some help with these kids.
I am totally against having. Seriously?
Okay. Do you really think we're both going to stay here all the time to feed 2 children? Because it's going to take 2 sets of arms to feed 2 children. We both can't stay here all the time.
I kind of want to. Just a little bit.
Do you want Bedlam? Do you?
No.
We cannot stay here all the time with the babies. I mean, we could take them out and stuff, but like, there are times that we're going to have to be away.
Maybe I just want to be a dad for like the next 30 years.
You really think that they're going to let you do that?
I know, they kind of don't have a choice in that. But,
I mean, I have no intention of just like turning my kids over to like.
not one of those awful shows that come on Channel 13 where the old British lady is raising the children.
I'm not looking for an old British lady unless she's really, really good with kids. I mean, I'm not saying that we need to have, some kind of full-time anything, but I mean, we have enough friends and stuff that could probably help too, but you know as well as I do that we're both expected at court. I have duties, you have duties.
I guess that's not real realistic, huh?
It's not. We can't stay here with them forever. Eventually they're going to have to get older and go to school, and it'll be easier then, but like, I'm just saying, we're going to need, and like, for example, say we have Sam here. Well, that means Sam can't be at court. And he probably needs to be there too as much as he can, as an example.
And Satara needs to be at court because she's the queen's bond.
And I mean, I could ask Deandra to help a little bit, but that seems a little bit unfair. That's not her job. I'm sure she'll be another auntie of these kids, but that's not her job. You know what I mean? Her job is to help me with the house because obviously that's even gotten worse since you've moved in, and like half of the people that need to help you. So she's got big enough problems.
Maybe I could talk to some of the Boggins, see if they have someone who wants some training in exchange that maybe they could help with the kids.
That's fine. We want somebody good. I'm not saying we just pick anybody, but at least for certain situations that we both have to be there.
All right.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to burst your bubble. It's just realistic.
I don't want to be realistic. I guess a part of me thought that we'd be able to do it together alone without any help.
Do you want to take newborns to court?
Kind of. No, seriously, I don't, whatever. I'm kind of okay carrying my child to court with me. And I mean, as long as,
How
I
many? I
have
was
a
like,
bag. It'll be cool. I think maybe that's not realistic. That sounds silly coming out of my mouth. All right.
sorry. I mean, it's not like it's taking away either of your sons from you.
I know.
And if something doesn't work out, then we move. Then we find some other way to handle it.
I also don't like the way they keep sort of. All right. I'm sorry if this sounds offensive, but fuck your family and looking at your belly like it's like something out of like Jurassic Park. They were kind of oogling you, and that shit was creepy as fuck.
What you don't understand is just how rare it is. What they're talking about is.
I give a fuck, Eve. That's like, seriously.
I didn't think they were ogling me. I thought it was kind of an honor in a way. I'm lucky. I am lucky to be having a child that is born a Selkie.
I know. I'm not saying that you're not lucky. I just, it seemed weird. Like, I mean,
Okay, keep thinking about this for a second. And not just the one's a Selkie, but the one's a she. We're looking at a Cathane Ghislaine combination. How often does this happen?
I guess you have a point. But
I mean, I don't feel like a science experiment. I'm kind of, I mean, it's weird to be proud of a pregnancy. It doesn't take a whole lot to get there, but no offense. But it's just, I mean, I kind of am. It's kind of cool.
am I being silly?
I can see where you're getting it from. I mean, they could have asked a little bit more politely.
It's kind of, look at it in my position. Like, you're pregnant. And I'm already trying to keep my own fucking wacky ass emotions in check, like stopping my impulses, like to like stalk you everywhere. And
And then Tanner decides he's going to start doing it too. All right, no, I'm just kidding. He hasn't stalked me, I promise. Go on.
and then you have like these weird ass people like poking at your belly. Is this, you know, a boogie to boogie, like whatever they say.
She didn't touch me. In fact, she very respectfully called me Lady Eve when we don't even pay attention to titles in my people.
Yeah, and she was like looking at your belly and shit, and I was just like, what the fuck is she looking at? Like,
I mean, you do realize how weird it is that I'm married to a she. I don't know of anybody else who's done that.
I don't think it's that funny falling in love with who you love. It's not.
I agree with you. I didn't do it just to be like this weirdo thing. I did it knowing it was going to be hard.
Heaven forbid you did something just for the lulz, but I get you.
I didn't choose it. It happened. You know that. You didn't choose it either. We're just here. This is where we are. And we both knew it was going to be hard. And we're here anyways.
From what I've been told from my parents, that she chrysalis, they're not really actually born ever. So
fair enough. That's kind of the thing too. So it's like, we also have to discuss, well, I'll discuss that in a minute, but it's just, I guess if you think I was being looked at like a scientific experiment or something, maybe they were, and they probably overreacted, but I understand where they're coming from. There's something really cool about this.
I understand it's cool, but at the same time, I guess I wanted some moments to like remain private a little bit.
Well, I mean, I wasn't thinking that they could be there during the birth. I thought maybe afterwards if they wanted to visit.
If I had my way, I would say once the babies are like 6 months old and can form sentences and shit, like, or at least Google and Gaga in like coherent ways, they actually like recognize us, then yeah.
I don't understand why you'd make them wait 6 months. I don't see the point.
Because I'm selfish. There's like really nothing else to get.
Look, You can be there the whole time. You can make sure they're not doing anything absurd. I don't think that I don't think that Marala would hang out with people like that.
You're damn right I will, man. It's not that
Fine, be there.
It's not that I don't trust Marla. Her, I'm okay with.
And that took a while.
It took a while, but all right. I have trust issues. I don't like everybody touching my family and like poking and prodding at them and looking at them like that.
She's gonna reach over and poke him. Just poke.
Oh, you're kind of just chucks more dirt at you.
She just lets it hit her in the face, but closes her eyes, so at least it doesn't go in her eyes.
You know I have a point, but
I mean, if it gets weird, we ask them to leave. It'll be on my turf. Our turf.
That's another thing we have to talk about.
Well, my point is I have control of the situation. I can make this place very unwelcoming to them.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't trying to make a statement about our living situation. That wasn't really my point.
No, that's completely. This is, well, it kind of leads to something else I want to bring up, but go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I've just got to, I just understand why they'd want to see it, and that's fine, as long as they treat me, you, and our children like human beings. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
As long as they do that, I'm fine. And if they don't, I'll tell them to get the hell out.
I guess I think that's what like bothers me a little bit is that I don't want one to feel more important than the other.
I agree with that. The problem is that we're having a she-child, and they're always going to feel better than everybody else. So that's going to be a losing battle that we'll be fighting our whole lives. No offense meant. You know that that's how that seems to go for you.
It's a learned thing.
It's just your nature, and I'm not mad about that. It's just something that we're going to have to work on.
You have to work on that. I mean, it'll be fun. He'll be like 4, and he'll think he can make his own peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He'll struggle with the jar, and you'll like laugh at him a little bit, and like, and then when he gets like upset and throws a tantrum, you'll like help him. So like,
actually, if a kid's throwing a tantrum, helping them isn't really the way to go. You kind of you have to let them get rid of their tantrum first. At least that's my opinion. Just let them go at it for a while, and then try to explain it to them. If they're 4, they can understand. They're just not in a place.
I'm way too much of a soft touch for that. So I guess you're the disciplinarian. So
It's not so much discipline as just waiting till they're able to understand.
I guess I don't know. But you kind of shrugged.
I've been around a lot of kids.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it. I mean, I guess really. I babysat when I was growing up, and of course my little sister. So, from what I've seen, if they're throwing a tantrum, it could mean a variety of things, but usually if it's just one of those random ones, it's because they didn't get control of a situation they wanted control over.
Oh.
And they have to understand that this isn't their situation to have control over just yet. Or you can give them a little bit of control, but you keep the bulk of it.
Mm.
Whatever. It depends on what's going on. But anyway, what parenting stuff we'll deal with later because we're not even there yet. We just need to agree on how we're going to handle them as newborns for now.
Yes.
And so, yeah, right from the beginning, I fully expect both of them to be treated equal. That simply has to be how it is. I won't tolerate any of that shit in this house. And neither will you.
Oh, obviously.
So if both of them were bad, they both get the same punishment. We don't end up with, like, one kid getting a light punishment, the other one getting a less, a heavy punishment just because they're a different kid.
Oh, yeah.
That's not okay. Not okay.
This house. Oh, It's gonna be some shit in this house.
I'm just saying, if I catch any of that stuff, there's going to be a talking to based on depending on who did it, and or if it's bad enough and it's somebody who's just like childcare. See you, get out. We'll do something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, what were you wanting to say anyway?
We need to move.
We need to move. Why?
When I say move, I think I think I know enough about dream crafting where I can make a home for both of us. Where we both have control over the freehold.
If that's possible, then, I mean, it's not like I'm losing my freehold.
No.
So,
I mean, it's just, I think it'll be more of an important thing for us to.
So technically it would be shared. It would be both of ours then.
Yes.
Because I didn't know that was even possible.
I have the knowledge and I have the power, so I think it can be done. But besides, most of Dreamcraft is just working with the dreaming, not against it. So.
I mean, I love my freehold, but I understand it's not really your home.
Well, I don't want it. It's more of what it means, you know. Like, I want my children to feel, you know, something that's actually ours, not yours, or something that's mine, or one of us having, you know, too much control over it.
No, I get it. I get it. I'm just trying to soak it in right now. Because I know if that can be done, that's what needs to be done. It's just hard.
And I mean, it's a new beginning. Like, I hardly say occasionally now as it is. I'm just there for business.
I know. I mean, I know why we made the decisions we've made, and that's fine. I just didn't know that was even a possible thing. And if it is, then it's what makes sense for us, and I know that. All I have to say is, we're pretty lucky people if that's like the biggest thing we have to worry about. Like having too many freeholds.
And like I said, it's property. I mean, at the end of the day.
What do you mean property?
Well, not to be funny, but like our children, or at least these two, will they'll have something to, you know, claim as theirs when they come of age.
Yeah, I mean, thing is though, we have to choose to give things to them. I mean, if we're alive, if we own, say you own, you know, the barony, I own here, and we own over there, whatever that is,
Mm-hmm.
then that gives us options. If we want to give them, we can.
Yeah.
Or we can just not. It just depends on what we want to do, because yeah, it just, you have to understand, it's like I'm pretty emotionally attached to this place.
I think you're being a bit of a baby. As he kind of looks at you and sticks out his tongue. Like,
I think you could be a little bit nicer. I've already said that I know what the right decision is to make, and I made that. That's fine. I'm cool with that, but you can be a little nicer about it when I'm trying to explain my feelings to you.
All right, Snippy. Goodness, as he just sticks his tongue out at you.
Well, it's true. I mean, honestly, I was just explaining why I'm having difficulties. That's all. I thought you could at least listen.
I am listening.
No, you called me a baby.
I said you're acting like a baby.
I have 2 babies in me, and I have pregnancy hormones. I think if I wanted to act like a baby, I could. Instead, I'm trying to be an adult and talk about it.
You are.
I'm just saying, it's like the first thing that I really had any kind of an attachment to from the moment that I chrysalis, you know? Like, I found that date in my backpack, you know, like, which I had picked up from James. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And so I go there, and it's this dingy little 2-bedroom house until I saw the mirror, and I'm like, well, what the hell's that? And, you know, I was like 16 looking at this, and I'm like, and then I go in there, and it's this wondrous place. And of course, I figured out what was going on. Kept finding little surprises James had left for me. And it just means a lot to me. But even when you're being a brat, you're still more important to me than my freehold. So we'll do what we need to do for us and for our family.
Yep.
And I will keep this place for whatever you decide you want. You know, it's still good for Glamour.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can let Satara stay here if she wants to stay here. But she does have her own house, so, you know.
Yeah. I would just need something personal.
Like what?
Something you find personal. Something you have a very strong connection to. So if I'm going to make this magic work, I need something with a very strong connection to you.
Would I get it back?
Probably not, because it'll go into the magic.
So what are you going to do? Because I'm assuming you have to do the same thing.
Yeah. Probably something of equal significance, depending on what you give me. And then, of course, we have to go and light the balefire and, you know, all that good stuff. So.
Yeah, I understand about balefires. She kind of glances towards the house.
Mm.
For the record, the balefire in her house is in the basement. You would have seen it because that's also where the like, you know, the where she does all the crafting. So it's like all the, you know, the workspaces down there.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense. Balefire is used in that.
That and how long as Valarius just changes the subject, how long has Xander and Kodama been a thing?
Eve gets a huge grin on her face. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
I figured. Why is I the last person who finds out about these things? Ugh.
Sorry, I was asked to promise not to tell. Xander told me. He thought I would be a good person to listen, since I have experience dealing with Fiona men.
That's a good call. Simply put.
Yeah. He invited me over to his freehold, I don't know, a few weeks ago. And he told me. And I told him that it was never going to be easy. Doesn't mean it's not worth it, but it's so never going to be easy.
Yep.
And then the other day he told me that he thought that they were going to actually make it kind of a real thing. He was, apparently, there's been a lot of weird little issues, you know, like a certain curse that likes to come up in conversation every time you're dating somebody seriously and they happen to be Fiona.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Of course you do. They didn't have a Veronica involved, but they still had the issue.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I've been hearing little bits of it every now and then. Also something about a baby shower.
Yes.
That he wanted permission to do, wanted me involved in. And I said, yes, of course. I mean, why wouldn't I?
Am I invited, or do I have to RSVP like everyone else?
I'm going to say you just show up without RSVPing, and if they really think you were supposed to, make them piss off.
All right.
Considering it'll probably be at the Barony.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think we need a whole lot of gifts, like not just random gifts from people who can't afford it. You know what I mean? Like if it's like a thoughtful gift, like something that a friend wants to buy for us or something, that's fine. But I just don't want like the people that live in your barony to think they need to give us stuff if they can't afford it. That's not cool, you know? I'm perfectly happy if they just want to be there and be happy and be part of the party.
I get it.
Well, you know.
It is customary to bring a gift, something for the new house to be.
I get that, but I told them specifically that I told Xander specifically, that I'm cool with the idea of what you're doing, but just because they were like liege lord and lady, whatever the hell, they don't have to bring us things if they can't afford it. If they can afford it and they want to, then whatever, that's up to them. But I don't want some farmer who barely gets by on his crops to feel he has to bring us something.
This is true.
You know I'm right. There's no point in bankrupting them more just because
Yeah.
we can get what we need for the babies. In fact, we have a lot of it up there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Honestly, in the Grey World part, we're going to have to take that second bedroom and they'll have to share it, but they're not going to stay there very often anyway.
Yeah.
Or if you can get the other thing up, we can just do it there. Whatever. Actually, I have an idea. Because the one thing that in combining our households here is you've had a lot of people going in and out and all this stuff, and that's fine. But if I go there, I could, in theory, I don't want to do this. I really like her being around, but I could leave Deandra here to take care of this place.
It's not a terrible idea.
I miss her. I'd miss her if she wasn't around. I have to think about it.
But, sweetheart.
What?
New families, new beginnings, no awkward people running in and out of the house. We close down the commune. We become a family. It'll be
Hey, I like the commune. You're the one who wants all the tradition here.
I actually want my wife and just my wife.
Really? So there wouldn't be servants and stuff around, because I'm sure you are bringing the servants.
Maybe a little bit.
Right, because if you just want me there and you want the kids, then that means you got to leave everybody else looking over at Crediony.
Kind of, maybe, but you said that we still needed, help. We could get help.
This was your idea. You're the one who's. I just want my wife.
So then I could have my servants. All right then. So.
Oh, then I can have Deandra. Got it. That's where she falls too, technically.
It's not your servant.
She's my assistant.
Is she?
I bought her as retinue.
Yeah, she's your assistant. So.
She's my assistant. I treat her more like family than you treat your servants, but she technically falls into that area. I just have one in retinue.
I have like 4 in retinue. Something ridiculous.
I know. That's my point here. You and I, we're never going to just be like us unless we're like in our like little in our space and we send everybody away.
This is why we need a big house. It'll be fine.
I am going to figure out. Well, I mean, it should be safe here. My freehold, and I can visit it if I need to take care of something. I'm going to figure out Reggie too, though.
Bring Reggie.
Well, we have to be on the water. At least I'm going to ask that we be on the water, not just
Right.
because there has to be some place for him to live. He lives underwater, obviously.
Right. So I mean, even at that point, the place that we get is going to be like by the ocean. It has to be. So
it does have to be. I wasn't even going to go into that because there's no point. You already know how this goes. I just have to talk to him. He should be fine with going, I hope. And if he's not, then he can stay here.
Okay.
What? I built up my own little family here.
Yes. And I'm trying to make a family with you.
True. I have to figure out what to do with the pigs.
Send the pigs back to Satara.
No, not hers. Hers hang out here too, and she's here too. But I mean, she has a goat and a pig. I just have 2 pigs. I kept one for me and one for Deandra. And they run around over there, and she kind of gestures off to go towards that little patch of trees over there. You never noticed them running around?
I noticed.
Satara was telling me the other day that they've multiplied.
Well, she's like a terrible housekeeper.
Well, what it means is that one was, I wasn't checking, but I'm assuming one was a guy and the other a girl, and I'm assuming, yeah.
It's just how that kind of thing happens.
Yeah, well, what I told her was, fine, I guess we're going to have some bacon, because I don't need a whole pack of pigs running around here.
Bacon. That's what's for dinner. Some bacon, some sausage. It'll be delicious.
Just because I choose to have some pets doesn't mean I want all of them as pets. But I haven't had the guts to go out hunting yet, so maybe we should get Sam over here to go hunting for pigs.
Sam will probably adopt the pigs and give them titles. It'll be really good.
Well, if we claim Reggie as my retinue too, which is not true technically, we can always call hey, my retinue has a knight in it. His name is Sir Reginald.
So they actually see what Sir Reginald is exactly. So.
Yes, I know it's not real. I'm only kidding you. I just thought it was hilarious that he ranked higher than I did when I first got him. It's just funny as hell. But yeah, okay. So how long does this sort of thing take? And when you say personal, it can just be any sort of trinket?
No, like glamour infused item. So I have to use that in order to do the magic.
Well, that answers that. I have something I was going to sell, but I guess I won't now.
As long as it belongs to you and you care about it.
It was one of the. It's the last little surprise I found from James.
I know.
It was in one of his hidey holes. Most of them were empty, but I found one. And she, oh, yeah. I can imagine she's wearing pants that have pockets right now. It makes sense. She'll kind of reach in her pocket and pull out the bouncy ball. You've seen it before.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
It's a treasure. 1 dot. That's technically 1 dot. It's a treasure. And it's mine. And it does have emotional significance. So I assume that would count. So any other business you want to
Not really business. I just wanted your company.
why don't we finish the garden later?
Am I being propositioned for woohoo? It's my same icon flashing right now. I see what I'm saying.
That's beautiful. Oh, I don't know. You should be the one trying to make me feel sexy at this point. Seriously, after you're going about how creepy that is, I think you need to convince me.
As he kind of wraps his arms around her and kind of takes her in the house.
Not on the sand?
Oh. I'm a she, not a satyr. Cut it out.
Oh, the hell, you haven't done it there already.
Right, but
You have so totally done that already.
you fucked on corpses, dear.
Carcasses, use the right word.
Carcass.
Corpse sounds so much worse.
It does make me feel a little hot and bothered. Also, I'm getting a tattoo.
Okay.
It adds the last part.
Well, good thing we're doing this now instead of later when it will be painful.
I don't think it'll be too painful as he kind of smirks.
She kind of stares at her arm. The one with that damn mermaid tattoo on it. She's just like, oh, trust me, it fucking hurts.
Oh, right. As he's like, shit.
Seriously.
I see.
I don't even want tattoos. Why do I have this tattoo?
It's hot.
That's because it has your name on it. That's why you think that.
Maybe just a little bit.
I don't know. Your one with the with Ariel is just pretty special too.
Yeah.
She's kind of rolling her eyes as she says that one. All the Disney.
It's awesome. As he looks at it.
You mean how do you pull that off? Looking at it when it's on your back.
I don't know. I've just been kind of asking people and kind of showing my ass to people, and they've been saying how cool it is. I don't know. It's been kind of working. I did have a confused other people thought that this was like an awkward way of me hitting on them, but I had to reassure them that I actually did have a tattoo.
So this wasn't just something at the club?
No. Well, they see that too, and it's just like, who's Jane? Oh, that's my wife, and everybody laughs. But, yeah.
Yeah, I've been avoiding that whole scene for obvious reasons. I feel like I'm really not a lot of fun lately.
They're fun to me. As he kind of shrugs.
Most of the time, I feel like doing the whole bonbon thing and just, sitting there like a queen watching movies on TV or something.
All right. We can watch, Charmed or Enchanted or whatever, show. Fucking Buffy. Eat bonbons.
It's just, I'm so tired all the time, and it's not so easy to sleep anymore.
Hey, you can keep me up.
Are you telling me I should use my imagination?
No, I said keep me up.
No. There are various ways of doing that, is my point.
Ooh, look at you. Yeah,
Really? When was I ever shy about this?
never. It's actually kind of shocked me a bit.
What? You were the one jumping on the bed.
I did. It was fun. I was being eccentric. You thought I was being silly.
You were being completely absurd. And
It's fun.
somehow that's a turn on. I don't fucking get it. Ugh, right. All right then. Count Valarius, because I'm assuming it's going to happen.
Right. Thank you for reminding me. So there's like a land dispute now that I have to deal with.
And she just like kind of plops into a chair at this point, like, oh god, my worst. This is what happens when I try my best efforts. Really. Okay. She crosses her arms over her belly, just kind of stares at him. Go on.
They're fighting over land. One is a Slua Baroness. I didn't think they actually had those. And
That's actually damn cool. Good for her.
good for her, right? But she said she kind of lost her husband, which is kind of actually really sad. But he got banal or something.
Ooh.
And there's the she who actually thinks he owns everything, and they're fighting over the land because, surprise, surprise, the island was discovered with a whole bunch of spider silk, and now everybody wants the island with the super special spider silk. So,
Okay.
so they're both fighting on it, and Duke Lyris doesn't want to deal with it, so it's my problem now. I have to make both parties happy.
How do you make both parties happy?
I had an idea.
They can only belong to one.
Well, technically, but we have to give the illusion of choice. As he says, what if we actually made them a challenge with the dreaming is what I proposed. But that seems a little vague and kind of inconspicuous. Or we can just have them actually have an old-fashioned duel. Choose two champions and whoever wins, wins.
Wow. Yeah. One of the first times I actually remember you from is when Alicia was your chosen champion.
Yeah.
Against that ravishing Russian man who she just loved.
He was cute, though. We both had good taste in men.
Who, me and Alicia?
Yes, we both picked the same hobby. No, I'm just kidding. As he laughs.
Are you going to tell me more stories of the past? Because,
No.
because you can, but at the same time, I don't think it's the right time.
That's hella inappropriate as he just kind of quickly switches subjects.
Oh, I have stories too.
I don't want to hear that.
I didn't think you did. So
I honestly don't want to kill anyone today. So
it was before I even met you.
that's adorable. I'm unstable and in love.
Unstable. Okay, you're questionable. There's no doubt about this. Okay. So who do you think actually has the better claim to this place? And why?
The Slua actually has the bigger claim.
And why?
It's actually on her land.
Okay, so why does the she claim it?
She claims it because way back when, his family had claims to the land, and so technically he's entitled to it, or he believes he's entitled to it.
But the land has changed hands since then, legally, right?
Exactly.
Then clearly, yeah, that's just an obvious.
But we can't slight the she. Like, that's not smart. I don't want, if I do become count, I don't want to be, how should I say, I don't want a political adversary that will go out of his way to make my life difficult.
Yeah, but at the same time, don't you want to be known as the person who chooses the fair thing as compared to the let's keep the she happy thing?
Well, that would be my normal reckless behavior, my dear. But as
That's
you
not
said,
reckless. That isn't reckless. It's more thinking about the reputation you want to have. I'm not telling you that that you have to choose a certain way for whatever, but if you did choose, if you did sit there and go, okay, well, she's got the better claim, and this is why, and this is what's going to happen. If that's what you did, you certainly come off a lot more fair than, well, we can't offend the she.
well, you see, I did that when I took the Boggin army, and now I'm like banned from Goblin Town.
I honestly didn't know much about that whole situation, so it's hard for me to respond to that, I guess. I mean, I knew that you took, I knew that you got a bunch of boggins and they're Narcregony and crafting and stuff, but I didn't know all the details, honestly.
I know. I wasn't like upset behind it. It just sucked a little bit.
Yeah, actually, honestly, my biggest surprise is that it didn't affect me. But maybe that's because I don't usually go to just anybody. I usually go to Esteban if I want something. So maybe that's why.
Now that I know that Esteban just simply overcharges me for being what I am, I can't go to Esteban. So I guess I'm going to William now. So
If you want to roll empathy on that, you can.
all right. I didn't want to roll dice.
Well, she's not going to tell you. So this is going to be something that you'd have to read. If you want me to roll dice for you, I will.
I got it. I get an extra one since we have 2 hearts. I get an automatic success. So, but wow.
For empathy when it comes to me.
Yes.
I can roll. I can do subterfuge.
Go ahead.
It can be done. Let's see. For me, that would be manipulation, right?
Yep.
Okay. That's better than it used to be.
Right now, you're looking at 4 or 5 successes.
Why is the difficulty so low?
It's not low. I have.
Oh, you have 2 10s. And what's your specialty then?
Discerning.
Okay, fair enough. Well, -2 from that, so that's basic. So that puts it at 3, which is still pretty damn good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what it boils down to is she already knew a long time ago that he was doing that to you.
So you're okay with that? As he kind of just looks at you, a very faint sense of irritation on his face.
I never said I was okay with it.
So why'd you let me do it?
Why did I let him do it? I have no choice in his prices.
You could have said, like, I don't know, don't cheat my husband.
He does it to all the she. It's not just you.
Oh, I thought I was special in that.
No, it's all the she. He just doesn't like she. No, I mean, he likes some better than others. But think about it from his point of view.
Now, if I was vindictive, I would have every reason to do things just to be even.
Really? Because that seems a little bit silly. It wasn't you. It wasn't a personal thing for you. It was just that he didn't. He just doesn't. He was conscripted by she. He had pretty much a year to stew in his own juices about how pissed off he was. We're lucky that all he's doing is price gouging at this point.
Please don't forget that I was the one that offered him a shop, a place to go.
I know this.
And
I'm looking at it from his point of view. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying I understand where he's coming from. Let me add another piece into this puzzle that maybe you didn't realize.
Oh, I realize it.
No, there's another piece. I'm not talking about the whole me and him thing. That's not even the point. Just the simple fact that I knew him before and that I met him after. It gives me a vantage point that most people don't get on him, okay?
I still think that's really fucked up.
Can I finish what I was going to say?
Go right ahead.
I don't think he's silly. He was before. He doesn't act the same. I'm pretty sure he's unseelie now. And don't tell him I told you that, because I've never confirmed this with him. It's just my own observation.
He kind of shrugs. Like, I honestly don't care about that.
Well, the reason why I mention it is the point that that situation changed him intrinsically. So he came out of it, he used to be a lot more fun and more, I mean, he's still fun, but it's more like, it's different now. He wants to blow things up now as compared to just make cool shit. He was always making the cool shit, and that's fine, but he's changed. He's not the same as he was. And that's got to be understandable. How would you feel if you'd just been kept for a year? You couldn't even get out and tell people you cared about that you were alive.
I would have the good sense and decency not to bite the hand that was essentially giving me a place to stay.
You can do what you want. It's your freehold. It's your barony. But you got to admit he's bringing business in.
He's essentially taking money out
of what?
Out of my pocket that can be better spent.
And like I said, it's not just you.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I want to get you something special. Like if I don't have that because I'm paying, as he looks, if I'm paying, what the asking price is.
I get your point, but at the same time, I don't need stuff. You know that.
It's not the fact that you need it. It's just like, it's how I show my affection.
I know. You yourself haven't done anything wrong. But he came out and found himself in a very difficult position. And it was kind of like heaping bad on top of bad on top of bad. I can't blame him for becoming unseelie.
I'm not. This is nothing to do with him being unseelie.
I know. I know you don't judge people on that. That's the main reason why I felt it was okay to tell you. It's an observation that I've been making, and I mentioned once to him, not exactly that. I was like, wow, well, you're definitely not exactly the same as you were, before. And he just kind of blew it off. But I know him better than that. And don't give me that look, because I haven't even seen him in a few weeks now.
It's not even about that. And please stop jumping to conclusions.
Well, you're the one who... Never mind. I'm not going to play this game. Fine. I will stop jumping to conclusions. But it might make you feel better to know that either way.
Thank you. But he honestly just needs to cut it the fuck out before I actually actively start taking business from him.
Maybe you should talk to him. Honestly, he's not the only knocker doing it. You know that, right? There's a whole bunch of knockers doing it. It's just that you can't go to Goblin Town anymore to find that out.
You really want to give me ammunition against knockers?
I don't want you to be against knockers. I'm just saying you can take it. You can talk to Esteban about it if you want to. Go to it, but you're not going to fix the bigger problem. Not that way. They can choose their own prices unless there's laws saying that they have to follow specific rules. They can do that. They are within their rights to choose their own prices.
Then I know what I have to do.
Change the laws?
Obviously.
Go to it. That is actually probably the best path to take. Because you're right. That's like, I mean, I'm not going to say that that there are she out there that deserve it, but maybe they should be focusing their anger on the right she, not all of the she. That makes sense to me. But I understand the emotional part of where he is coming from, and possibly many others. They got fucked. They got royal fucked. They got a year of their life stolen from them. Who knows what they've all lost because of it?
You're arguing for sympathy where there is none. I lost sympathy when you started taking money out of my pocket.
You need to refocus that, because it's just money. Money is just money.
That's bullshit and you know it.
No, it's not bullshit. It's just money. You can be mad, but for you to like lose all sympathy for people who had a year stolen from their fucking lives.
You're not the one that was just shortchanged. You'd be giving me more shit if it was a she that did it to you.
I'm considering actually whether I would have or not. Because if it's true, let me think. Because I really don't think I'd sit there and get. I mean, in this case,
I'm simply.
I would be mad. I'd be mad, but it is just money. God, I throw money away all the time on random crap. Coffees from Starbucks, random shit that I don't even need.
And I haven't even tax credited me as of yet.
Well, if you tax, then you'll get quite a bit from him.
No, if I was to do it the fair and just way, since I know that he has more, I would start taxing from the top down.
Well, so you should, honestly, what I would say would be an equal amount across the board. Equal percent is what I would say.
That's not fair.
Why is that not fair?
I wouldn't charge a struggling commoner family the same price I would charge Esteban. Esteban is not struggling.
Let me put it this way. I am going to leave the taxation issues to you. It's your barony. And you know pretty much what I do when it comes to most of your political stuff, unless there's something I think I can do to help, is I pretty much let you handle your shit and I take care of mine. I don't have a barony. I'm not built for politics, for all that I've learned quite a bit. You are. So I guess my point is I would like you, before you do anything, to consider what it would be like for you if you had been taken away from your family, from your loved ones, and just had a year stolen from you. What if this happened to you right now? You would miss the birth of your children and the first, 10 months of their lives?
Are we seriously having this conversation right now?
Yeah, actually. I want you to consider this for real. How much do you think that's worth to you?
More than anything. And I honestly think you're not exactly being fair.
Well, it is entirely possible that there is a knocker out there who is in a similar situation as us. And it's possible that he missed the birth of his children and the first 10 months of their lives, or one, maybe just a single, maybe just one baby, but still, it is possible. And I'm not saying that any of that is your fault. You didn't know about it till too late. That's what you've told me, and I believe you. But if the only revenge you could get is price gouging, so you take a few draws from people, you found a way around it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you should figure something out before I get to him. Well, no. You don't actually have to do it. I'll take care of it.
Just don't bring personal into this.
You ask a lot out of me.
That's because I know you can do it.
Fine.
I'm not doing anything. He's not doing anything. In fact, I don't know. Last time I saw him, it was me and him and Satara hanging out. I am trying here. And I'm hoping you respect that. Because it's not easy to stay away from one of my good friends. One of my best friends, actually.
If I was as I'm just going to be out with it, and then this may sound selfish.
Say it.
I put up with a lot with that relationship, and a lot of it is quite frankly painful. And no, enough. Enough. You asked me not to speak to Nathan. We don't even talk. I don't even bring him up.
That isn't the same thing.
That is my friend. That is a good friend of mine.
That you fucked like 4 months ago, a week after we got married. And it wasn't the first time. You have a history.
That's still my friend.
Okay, so he's your friend.
Out of respect for you, I don't parade him in front of you. I don't go and ask. Essentially, it's painful, Eve. It's painful. It's entirely unbearably uncomfortable.
And that's why I haven't been. But, I mean, you realize the difference here, right?
I realize the difference.
I mean, some of us control ourselves. Or controlled ourselves. I'll be fair. As far as I know, there hasn't been anything since then. Some of us controlled ourselves.
Yep, that's a willpower roll before you say something.
Go to it.
Oh. Roll me 8 dice.
Okay. Speaking of that, I need to increase her willpower at some point. What's difficulty 6, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
You're good. Like, really good.
It looks like he's about to say something, but he stops himself. I'm not going to do that. But that was fucked up.
What? I'm just explaining the difference here. I am making a point here. There is a difference. We've spent a lot of time together that we're just like doing silly shit. Like oh god, there was one time we were just riding the subway around just to watch people and making up stories about them.
Look, it's childish for us to go tit for tat, and I'm not going to do that with you.
Really? Because you and forgive me for saying this part, but you pretty much have chosen a job that you find something you're good at. I'm not going to say you're not good at it because you're great at it, but it's not really the job you want. And that's kind of a childish decision, but you're not going to be childish over here. I mean,
Now, I tried really damn hard with you, if you haven't fucking noticed.
I have noticed. Things have been a lot better lately. I've been trying too. We're both trying. That is the point here.
I'm just saying, the situation, I don't like it.
I get that. It's not easy. It's not easy. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. I didn't know Esteban was going to get involved. But it is what it is. Are you saying that if you and Nate were to like get back, like hang out sometime, which God, I don't even know what happened to him. As far as I know, all I know is that Travis said that he left.
Mm-hmm.
So wherever he went is somewhere else. But say you did. Are you saying that I could trust you not to do that?
Yes.
And there wouldn't be any really like nasty surprises when you come to me and tell me later?
No.
I'm gonna roll empathy here. I want to see if I think he's telling the truth. I'm guessing he is out of character, but you know, gotta make these things official.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like 4 successes. Damn.
He's dead fucking serious. Like painfully serious.
So you don't find him in any way, shape, or form attractive at this point, aside from apparently the friendship feelings.
You are my wife. I love you. You come first. End of discussion.
She kind of studies him for a minute. Kind of like she's trying to see inside his soul or something. It's got to be creepy with the seal eyes, I'm telling you.
It really is, but he's like glaring at you at this point. So like
he's got to be used to the seal eyes too at this point. She'll turn away first. Okay. I believe you. She'll turn back enough to meet his eyes at that point when she starts speaking again.
I know I hurt you, and I'm sorry. What more do you want from me?
How about this? I think I'm ready to give up the ghost on that really old Nathan shit. I don't like him, but that's another subject. That's my own personal issue, and it doesn't have to affect you. So, if you want to hang out with him, fine. He's not here, but if you want to write letters or some shit, or I don't know, text, I don't give a fuck. Do what you're gonna do. Just, you know how I'm going to feel if I find out something happens. But I'm going to trust you, and I'm not going to assume anything's happening.
That's not even the point, Eve.
Well, it kind of is. Because this is what I'm looking for is a compromise on situations here.
I don't even have to be around Nathan.
No, you don't.
I swore clasped hands to that man for a year and a day.
She kind of well, hold on. This is important. Did you ever finally tell her? Because you did not last I knew.
No, he did not tell you. He's telling me that.
Right. So her face is changing. As soon as he says that, go ahead and continue what you're saying. But she just starts looking really pissed at that point. But go on.
I swore clasped hands with him for a year and a day. You were so upset that I said, you know what? maybe our friendship or whatever we had will last that. But this relationship that I have now with you is more important than that one.
She looks like she's trying to control herself at this point. And finally, she starts speaking. It's just this really measured tone. Like, yeah. Every oath, every fucking oath I've ever taken, I've told you about. Because I thought you deserved to know. You know. You already knew that I took the oath of clasped hands with Esteban. I fucking told you. And you couldn't tell me that?
I didn't even see it that way.
What in the hell is wrong with you?
What in the hell is wrong with you?
The fact that I was honest? I told you stuff. You couldn't be bothered to tell me that this guy who I don't like, but I used to be friends with, who you have a previous thing with, that you have an oath with him. That doesn't strike you as wrong? I had the guts to tell you, even though you didn't like his son, you didn't want me near him. But I had the guts to tell you about it. I came home with the cut on my hand, and you asked where it came from, and I told you. I told you. You know. You were there for Richard. You were there. Well, you were. I told you about Sitar. You saw that too. I told you. I could have lied and said I cut myself while cooking, even though it would have sounded really stupid because I don't cook. But I could have. And you couldn't be bothered to tell me that. Kind of like you didn't tell me about the curse until way later either. We were engaged before I learned about the curse, and that was from someone else.
I actually didn't have the chance to tell you. Should that have been our first conversation? By the way, I'm cursed.
Honestly, that doesn't bother me so much anymore because, you know.
It's a done deal at this point, obviously. With us.
Yeah, it is. But the simple, just making it as a point of
clarification.
Things that you aren't telling me. It falls into that. This is a big deal. How do you not tell me that? We've been married for, God, 5.5 months. You've had ridiculous amounts of chances to tell me. We live together.
There are some things. You know what? I'm not even making excuses about it. I was wrong. I should have told you. But noticing how upset you get when I even mention him,
and
I'm not saying that justifies it.
It sure as hell makes things a lot more understandable. Why you would consider such a thing. But it might have helped me understand. This could have been over with so much faster. But we'll never know that now.
Well, we know now because it's out. At the end of the day, it kind of frightens me how angry you get sometimes when I tell you things.
Yeah, I'm the scary one here. I have so much power.
Over me, you do. You realize how much control you actually have over me? No, seriously. Did you actually stop to think about that?
I thought we made decisions together, actually.
Eve, if you told me to go outside and kill someone, to do anything like that, I'd do it without a hesitation.
Well, if you give me that much power, it's probably because you trust me not to ask you to do something so ridiculous.
That actually has nothing to do with it. Do you realize when I spoke those oaths, those words to you, I placed my life in your hands? I relinquished all power I have as a she. You have that now. That is in your hands. You dictate my actions. If you were this angry about this, yes. If you wanted me to change something or to do something outlandish, I would. I wouldn't even question you on it. I'd throw a hissy fit. But at the end of the day, I'd fucking do it.
You do throw really good hissy fits. She's laughing, even kind of a sort of weird, sad laughter. You know, one of those laughter like it's you're so angry, but it's so funny anyway. It just kind of comes out as almost like crying, even though there are no tears. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was the fucking hissy fit, I mean, shit. The fuck? Do you honestly think if it was you that was about to be sentenced that I wouldn't slaughtered everyone standing in that courtroom to get to you?
Of all the problems we have, that's not something I've ever questioned.
So yes, it's bothered the fuck out of me. But it wasn't, it was whatever. You're my wife.
You're my husband.
Yeah, I get angry. Yeah, I get upset. Yeah, I get emotional. Yeah, from time to time I do stupid ass shit. But at the end of the day, that doesn't change the way I feel about you. The only thing that's going to push me away from you is you.
I'm not pushing you away. I'm just trying to understand why it is that you couldn't tell me something like that. I mean, I knew that you didn't like Esteban. I knew all these problems. You don't like him. You don't like me hanging out with him. You don't trust him. You may or may not trust me. I don't know. There are all these things.
Stop.
I just need when it comes to him. That's all I need. Nothing else.
Fair enough.
Okay. So, and I still told you. I still told you. I did. You knew the day it happened.
This happened, for your clarification.
You're doing some fun math in your head right now.
Yeah, some fun math. Like,
okay, they've been married 5.5 months. I'm thinking it would have been like December, maybe November when you did that.
It was October, actually.
Because I was in the scene.
Oh.
So I was in the scene too. You guys were just off by yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it was October.
That oath came out of the fact that at the time I didn't know who I could trust. And I needed to know beyond a shadow of a doubt if he was going to go far enough to be an oath breaker. Would he go that far obvious way to get what he wanted?
Who, Nathan or like Guile?
Nathan. Because they were essentially the common army at this time was a rogue element nobody knew.
Well, he's a rogue element.
Well, obviously, so I needed security.
It is your choice who you choose to oath with.
I'm not saying it as an excuse. I'm just giving you the reason why I did it.
And I know you're all friends. And I already told you before, I'm trying. I don't think you were lying to me. Okay? I think it's time for both of us to just kind of give up on all this extra crap and just be like, okay, he has a friend that I don't like. Okay, she has a friend that I don't like, but I trust her or I trust him, and therefore we need to move on. I think that's what needs to happen here. I don't know if you're ready for that. I don't think you are.
It's literally everything. That's literally everything.
The order of the everything?
I said that's literally everything.
Okay. So are you ready to do something like that? Try to loosen up a little bit, even though, and you deal with your issue with the price gouging, that's fine. But are you willing to loosen up on me, on my personal level when it comes to him? Do you trust me?
I do. Do you trust me is the better question.
I think you told the truth earlier. So I'm going to try to do that from here on out. Right in this moment, I do. And that's a better answer than you've gotten from me in a while.
So we're now gauging. Yes. You're right.
So are you willing to do that or not? I'm not gonna go like running off and doing weird shit all the time, but he's a friend. I would like to hang out with him sometimes. You're always off somewhere else. And okay, I have Satara, but like she works too. I don't work. I sit here, or I go walking, or I go shopping, or I go swimming. I mean, it's just stupid. I don't like shopping even. I just do it because I'm bored.
So what do you have me to do? What do you want me to do? I trust you. I don't trust him. Probably
Well,
not.
as long as you trust me, that's all that matters in this case. Because if I'm not going to do anything, then whatever he does, I'll just punch him or something. And he's never tried anything like that, by the way, for the record. Not since he came back. You could roll on the empathy you want there, or you can just believe me because it's truth. She is telling the truth.
He's looking at you, and he looks like he's about to cry. Actually, this is the first time he's actually shown emotion like that. Like,
she's gonna grab his hands because she's sitting in like a chair with like one of those big arms. So she's gonna kind of pull him down to sit like on the arm, kind of sort of sideways from her.
you can hang out.
So can you. I mean, it's hard, obviously, but yeah. We just got to give up the ghost here. This is getting ridiculous. You'll note I said we, not just you and not just me. And we're going to move once we have a place to move to. And I will figure out all the things to do with my freehold. And I will figure out Reggie. And we will have...
There won't be any weird surprises.
Hmm?
Promise you won't. There won't be any weird surprises.
None I know of. What kind of weird surprises are we looking for now? Another ex-boyfriend?
No. Weird surprises. I'm not gonna come home to find something that would make me slaughter him.
You won't. And she's gonna kind of, because he was sitting sort of on the edge there as I'm picturing it, she's gonna try to kind of push her way up, which is so ungraceful at this point, but she's still in the chair.
This is a very ungraceful moment, but I think
it's a very ungraceful moment. But she's doing it anyways. And she's trying to push herself at least even enough with him that she can kiss him.
Mm-hmm. All right.
She's kind of on her knees. On the chair, sort of.
I'm scared. This terrifies me.
He's just my friend. Also very truthful, by the way.
Mm.
He's not perfect. He's kind of, God, he's so annoying when he like talks shop. But he's just my friend.
Okay. I trust you.
Are you reassuring yourself or me?
I don't really trust myself right now, but I trust you.
That's not what I meant. Are you trying to reassure yourself that you trust me?
A little bit. If I'm being absolutely honest.
I don't want to push you into something you're not ready for. I picked you. I did not pick him. I picked you. Maybe it's the title. Maybe it's a sexy, sexy title.
That it somehow you don't buy into my title, so it doesn't work. As he kind of rolls his eyes.
I don't know. It worked for so many other people.
It did. For you, sadly, that's not the case.
Sadly. I've watched you pretending not to be what you are.
I tried that the first day I met you. You didn't buy that either. So
First time I met you was in a battle. We didn't even exchange names. You just saw this weird sail thing in front of you.
no, the first time I actually started seeing you.
Oh, well, yeah, I didn't buy that because I already knew your reputation. Like, why in the world would you have been trying to usher me out? That made no sense.
Because
You were helping me. You were helping me try to deal with all the shit that had to do with Quirt. I still have that dress, you know. I just can't fit it anymore.
talk to the Boggins, have them let it out.
No, God, it's only 2 months. I'm hoping that I'll be able to fit it in like 3. You have no idea how much working out there's going to be. I was already in good shape. In theory, I should be able to fall back into it, right?
You will. I know you will.
We'll see what the 9 months of chocolate cake say to that.
Well, we can't all be perfect. I kind of did buy most of it, so.
I guess I need to figure something else out though too.
Probably.
Hmm?
Probably.
No, I just mean I need to figure out what I'm gonna do once the babies are born, and I can't just not work forever. I mean, right now I'm going off savings, which are dwindling. Do you really think taking twins to a surfing competition is a good idea? And then that means they're not with you. I mean, that's not okay either. I travel for my job. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
So what am I going to do?
I guess when you go away, I could take care of the kids.
But I don't really want to leave them either.
Support you. That's what you love to do. I mean,
See, I don't know. That's my point. I don't want to leave them either. I want them with me, but it's not fair to do that to you. And it's really, I'm not sure it's fair to keep them in a hotel room either. Even if I take someone with me to help, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I need suggestions. I don't know what to do with this. I need to find something different to do.
We'll figure something out.
I've thought about going back to school.
Is that what you want to do?
Kind of.
Yeah, I support you.
I worry about the banality of it. Not the school itself, but it would be for marine biology.
Go for it. You can find new and fun ways to make the subject material interesting.
I used to be good in school, you know? Before I chrysalis.
Make the subject material fun and interesting. Make jokes and plays and stuff out of it. Have Reggie play out a fish. I don't know.
I don't know. I just, before I chrysalis, that's what I was going to do. It's what my dad did. He was a marine biologist before his accident. Mom used to take me to, you know, watch him work sometimes. And then she'd take me to the beach and she taught me how to swim. Mom and Dad handled having a kid by, you know, like she just traveled with him wherever he was working at and took care of me. I know that would make other mom and dad happy if I went back to school, but I just don't know. I can't figure what to do. I've even considered like maybe seeing if I can like blog or do something for some sort of surfing website. I kind of feel like I don't have a lot of skills, I guess. Because the thing is, if I'm going to school, I don't have money coming in, right? Unless I get a job too.
I could give you some money. I mean, you know.
You already do. You're helping with so much stuff already. It's because of you I have my gun. And that's fine. I mean, like we're married and stuff. That's cool. But obviously, it's going to be a lot easier if we have two incomes.
No. I already make enough for me, myself, and like 20 other kids.
Oh, so you want me to sit home and eat bonbons then?
You honestly don't have to work or want for anything. If you don't want to.
So you're saying that in theory, it is possible for me to just stay home with the kids if that's what I want to do?
That is exactly what I'm saying.
Is that what you want me to do?
If that'll make you happy.
No, I'm just asking in theory, is that kind of how you pictured it, like the traditional family?
A little bit. I would picture working a 9 to 5 and coming home to you, like, or either both of us working, both of us coming home to each other, and not like the rest of this complication bullshit.
Complication bullshit.
Mhm.
Yeah, my job is not traditional. I travel to someplace usually beautiful and tropical to do a surfing thing. I hope I do well enough to win some money. And I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah. I know. I've seen you.
Have you been checking out YouTube lately?
I stalked you for the first 3 days we started dating.
Oh, you mean after we said we were officially dating, or you know?
Oh, long before that.
Nice. So after we hooked up, then.
Yes. It was very unclassy, very ungentlemanly. Like, that is definitely a criminal offense in a lot of states.
You didn't even know my name then. You pretty much would have. Well, I said I was a surfer. I suppose you could have done surfer search and try and match pictures. I suppose.
Didn't take long.
You didn't even know my real name or my mortal name then.
I figured it out. It wasn't that hard. I had a lot of.
I really should have bought fame on this character to start with. That would have been smarter. I just ran out of points.
It wasn't all that hard, you know. I kind of just back then I had time on my hands. I was a lazy bum. Well, not lazy, but
You were not lazy. Oh my God, you were the up and coming commander. Commander. Yeah. I remember. It feels like it was practically a lifetime ago, but I remember. That was back when Queen Mab scared me. Hell, she was missing.
Yeah, back when you two were like now having bonbons and shit, like talking and having, secret rendezvous and shit.
But there were no secret rendezvous with Queen Mab. Wait, I guess you could say maybe, but in theory, people saw me walk in. It wasn't that much of a secret. But yeah, now I have the guts to walk up to her and introduce someone to her. And it doesn't freak me out.
That's awesome.
What freaked me out was that I was afraid Tanner was going to do something like, "Sup?"
She probably would have respected that a lot more.
If he would have done that?
Yep. She's very, chill.
She does seem to be that way. I'm going to say that Annie's a bit more chill. But she has the help of certain things, though.
Annie's way too chill for her own good. But,
Oh, you have it? No, not really. I've seen her when she's freaked out. Yeah, she smokes. I'd be stupid to deny that.
She smoked in front of me. This is not a secret.
It is not a secret. It's not a secret at all. But, well, the first time wasn't right in front of you, but it was, yeah, anyway. She is, when she needs to do something for the selfies, she just fucking does it. Of all the things I question, her focus is very clear. She will do whatever it takes to take care of her people. If she has to write me off, she will.
I don't think she's that stupid.
No, I don't think so either. I think I have too much knowledge for her to just get rid of at this point. And I think she actually likes me. She's a very motherly kind of person to me.
Kind of, I guess. I don't know. Kind of, I guess. I don't know.
I think she's almost as excited about these kids as you and I are.
Yeah, totally. Now that I actually know her, like on like an actual level.
She must have a baby shower too.
That's cool. I don't hate her. I don't actually hate her at all. I actually consider her a friend.
Nothing else. She's really, as far as I can tell, she's pretty honest with you now.
I'd actually trust her if we actually needed godparents that she'd do the right thing.
She would. And if I needed to get out of this territory and get, needed protection, she would provide it. She would.
Yeah. Not that you could actually run, but
Not that I could run. Why not? Why, are you going to stalk me and then send Tanner after me too?
I'm capable of a lot, my dear.
But you're not capable of following me into the water the way I can. I'm not saying I'm going to run away, but I think if I can get to a body of water, I'm going to get away.
I'm saying that
you can find me later, maybe, but
you do know I learned how to swim the proper way because of you, right?
Yeah. But I can stay underwater way longer than you.
And it's not expensive to get like a breathing apparatus from a bottom.
You have to plan well for that.
Not really.
No, I mean to have it around at the right time.
Oh no, this is already a plan in action. I'm like a few steps ahead of you, my dear.
I'm still going to say I'm better. It's my natural habitat.
You are definitely better, but you cannot run as fast as you think you can.
If you say so.
It'll be a very interesting day.
By the way, did you know that there are were sharks?
Kind of rolls his eyes in like disgust and disbelief. Like, fucking why would you care at this point?
Sorry, it like shocked the crap out of me. I was like, what the hell is that when Travis told me?
How is he?
Hmm?
How is he?
It's okay.
Is he quiet? I heard he got busy.
Yeah, he asked to be let off of that, and I let him because apparently he's been, I don't know what the right term is, promoted or something.
That's what Aaron was talking about. Cool.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, you know, his priority has to be his own people, right?
Yeah.
So it's all good. I'm not upset with him. But, you know, still friend and all. He made me dinner and we watched Netflix the other day, so he still has stuff on his mind, and it's all good, but you know, who doesn't, right?
Yep.
But yeah, he told me they're freaking wearing shirts. Like, what the hell? I don't think he was joking with me. Called them Rokea. Damn, I told Tanner the wrong word the other day. I couldn't remember that.
So I guess there won't be any romantic swimming in the Hudson.
Why would there be romantic swimming in the Hudson?
I was being sarcastic. The Hudson. Dead bodies.
Dead bodies?
Yeah, that's where. Oh, you're not from here. A lot of times during the 50s and the 60s, a lot of bodies from like mobsters and gangsters were dumped into the Hudson.
Oh, all right. What does it have to do with the were sharks?
Oh, it's not so much about the were sharks. It's just that there's a lot of probably extra terrible things living in there.
Well, I would swim in if I needed to. I cannot allow myself to be afraid of any body of water if I need to get away. But I'm not going to choose to go into the Hudson for no reason.
Don't use the Hudson. I'd say your chances were probably better with the Long Island Sound, not the Hudson.
Well, you know how it works for me. I can't become a seal anyway unless I'm actually in the ocean.
Right.
So that doesn't work so well. But that doesn't mean I can't swim the fuck away.
This is true.
I just swim away. Look at that.
Right.
So aside from that oath, that kind of makes me really freaking mad. Is there anything else? I'm good on everything else, I think, except that one thing. And I will try to get over that.
I have a few ex-girlfriends.
I have one ex-girlfriend. Well, kind of a thing. Not a real thing, but a little thing.
Oh, like who?
No, I told you, I mentioned her a long time ago. It was just like a one-night thing. I was like 16. But, and I don't know, I never really had many, like, what I call boyfriends. It was more like people I sort of hung out with and then moved on from here and there. So I don't really think there's anything else that you need to worry about.
Take that number and multiply it by like 25. We will be about even.
Good to know. Considering you have quite a few more years behind you, old man, than I do.
Exactly. So that's why I said take that number, multiply it times 25, and you'll be about around the same area.
Well, let's see here. I've been monogamous since, I met you.
I have not been
I know.
No, not. I was monogamous my first night. That was the only time that I've ever been monogamous besides you.
And
well,
obviously, Esteban, when we were dating, in the on part, I was like only with him, but like in the off parts, no, there are other people in there.
Yes. I have been with probably more men than female, if I want to be actually accurate, but most of them were just stable boys.
Just stable boys? I rank lower than a stable boy, or I did.
No, like regular old, like satyr commoners.
Yeah.
My dad's like colleagues and stuff.
Did you not think any of this shocks me? Seriously, I've met your parents. They're the ones who sent over a chocolate fountain because I don't know why, but
they thought, oh, I don't know. But yeah, a lot of not terrible relationships, but a lot of not even really relationships that just kind of fools would be appropriate. Some a few repeat offenders, but a lot of flames.
All right. Honestly, I kind of knew that. The number I don't know exactly, but
the number I think would be better because if I told you the actual number, you wouldn't believe me. So
I don't care. Honestly, I don't. As long as there's not an STD walking around there, I'm good.
No STDs, just a very exponential number. No STDs, but a very exponential number.
Exponential. Right. Again, I knew your reputation before I met you.
Wasn't that bad.
Yeah? Really?
Wasn't that bad.
Right. It was bad enough that you were trying to fix it.
Yeah. Those were the days of evening orgies.
I've still never been in an orgy. Just been to an orgy.
It's not always cracked up to be. There's too many things happening. You kind of feel like you just ran a marathon, honestly.
Yeah, isn't it lovely to see how love changes you? Aw.
Yeah.
Come on. She's trying to kind of push past him, which is kind of hard. He'll probably have to move to let her out.
He lets her go past.
She shoves her way out of the damn chair, which is probably about to eat her anyway. And just kind of stands above him, meets his eyes. So are you tired of talking yet?
A lot.
Then come on. She's going to grab his hand and pull him off.
Good grief. Okay, I guess this is happening. Alright, so is this rapture?
I'm still not sure if that's a good idea because every time I do it,
Whatever.
remember the 2 times with the willpower? Not the willpower, with the glamour.
Mm-hmm.
I have glamour 7 at this point. You realize this, right?
It's fine. Seriously.
And willpower depends on if I still have the Oath of the Long Road because of Rick.
Yeah.
If I still have that, then it matches. I guess it might not hurt too bad. Maybe.
It gets like creepy when you get like 10 and above. Because then it's just like, okay, what happens now?
I don't know. But either way, yeah, sure. Why not? It's been a long time. Let's try this.
How do you do the rules again? I don't know.
I think we did Dex Athletics.
Fair enough.
And anything Dex related is actually a higher difficulty for me. Unless we're in the water, which is not the case.
So it's Dex Athletics, and what's the difficulty?
I'm pretty sure it's 6 for you, 7 for me, because of my Selkie thing.
All right.
The best part is I just bought up athletics.
How's fine?
Do I need to roll your dice for you on this one?
No, I got it.
Okay, because I just bought athletics to 5.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's see what I get. Not nearly as good, thank God. Oh, yeah. So 2.
I say he rocks your world in a newfound way.
That's good, because the last couple times it was me rocking your world.
Yeah, I think he just went over on her this time.
That's all right. Good for her. She can use that. But just so you're aware on this, yeah, that rapture thing, would you get? I think it's more than 5. You're getting a permanent point of glamour.
Hooray!
Oh God, this could be bad.
Hooray! I guess now the SCs have to actually watch the scene now. We have a viewer. Sweet.
Wow, that's kind of crazy. Well, at least it's at the end. They can fast forward through all the boring shit to them. The stuff that's important to them, but not necessarily to RSTs. Right. Okay. So, yeah, I have 2 glamour, and he's got a lot more, and Eve had a fantastic time. So that's all good.
Yeah. Fantastic.
It's okay. All right. And we can call it there.
Yeah, we can call it there.
With the dice of passion on our screen.
With Valarius and Eve and a night of passion, it seems. Anyone listening, this is awful. It seems that yeah.
And anybody who's in the freehold is gonna be noticing. Not so much the sex, but the glamour coming off of it.
Yeah. All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been a scene for the changing venue. Bye-bye.